What's up, YouTube? Stack44 coming in with another video. The top 5 U.S. cities that makes it hard to have a relationship in. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to all my regular subscribers, all my new subscribers, and if you're new to my channel, go ahead and smash that subscription button right there in the corner of your screen and hit that notification bell, and you'll get all my videos sent straight to your phone or your device as soon as I put one up on YouTube. Also, today's Friday, Labor Day weekend Friday, and I'm still taking consultations for Sunday and Monday. So if you haven't signed up, go ahead and hit me in my DM or go and hit me in my email as well. So just look for that, guys. But let's get right into this video. The top 5 U.S. cities that are hard to have a relationship in. I chose this video topic because I feel like it's all about location sometimes, but I feel like any city is hard to have a relationship. But these cities are pretty much destination cities, so it's kind of hard to maintain a relationship, and it's hard to keep one. And it's definitely easy to go cheat in these cities if you live in these cities, or if you have any cities that I did not put on this list, or you know, anything that your top 5 would be, but this is mine, so put it in the comment section. But with that being said, guys, let's get started with number 5. Yep, number 5 was New York City. I picked New York City, number 5, and it's really the most doable place to live on the whole list because at the end of the day, they get 4 seasons, and it's very expensive to live in New York. So at the end of the day, you either need a roommate or you need family members, or maybe if you're in a relationship, you need a companion to be with that person to actually make it. Plus, it gets cold. They actually have a real true cuffing season. So basically, with that being said, is the downside of New York is dating wise, there's so many people, so many choices, and then even if you go downtown to Manhattan, you have a lot of tourists and visitors. So if you had a bad weekend with your mate and you go down, to Manhattan, and there's a lot of people with big money down there that actually live there or visiting, you could be challenged by the temptation of like, oh, they're here for the weekend, I'm gonna kick it with this person, I'm mad at my man, or I'm mad at my woman, or whatever. So in New York, it's kind of easy to get away with cheating because there's a lot of people that live there and there's a lot of people that visit there. And really all the places on this list has that same thing in common, that there's a lot of people that visit these places, but the temptation high on tourist cities. So New York's number 5. Let's get into number 4. Yep, Las Vegas is number 4. Thing about Vegas, I've been here about 15 times in my life, and going so many times, you actually get to go to the local spots. And once you go to the local spots, interact with the locals in Henderson and the other communities of Vegas as well. But I will say, by talking to some of the women out there, they say guys don't want to make up their mind. It's it's hard to have a relationship here because there's so much temptation. And talk to the fellas. The fellas will say, hey, you don't know who's really a real woman or a prostitute, because prostitution in Vegas is out there as well, and the gambling and the fast money and everything. So if you lived in Vegas, I would try to stay in the Henderson area, but you could probably live there, but you have to work on the Strip. That's the bad part about Vegas, because at the end of the day, you will be challenged because you have to go to the Strip, and you will be challenged by temptation. But if you're used to it and you meet a partner from Vegas and you're from Vegas, I think that would be a good match. But if you're from somewhere else and they're from Vegas, the person with Vegas is going to have a little insecurities because they're going to think, oh, well, she's not from here. Now we're in this relationship. She got to work on the Strip, and she don't know who she may run into. And at the end of the day, you could be who you want to be in Vegas because so many people that visit there. Who's to say you get into it with your girlfriend or your boyfriend? You can go get a hotel for the weekend, pretend like you're from a different city, hook up with a tourist, and there you go. So that's a very challenging thing about Vegas, is you kind of can pick and choose to go to the Strip, but most of the time, people that live in Vegas actually work on the Strip. The best jobs are on the Strip, from what I know. But that's why I picked that number 4. Let's get into number 3. Okay, YouTube. Number 3, I picked Los Angeles, California, La La Land. My homeboy lives in La La Land, and going up there several times. I went there last time I was there for NBA All-Star weekend. But La La Land, you know, it has the beaches, it has Beverly Hills, and everybody that's live out there is trying to come up. They either trying to be an actor, you know, a producer, something, a rapper at times, whatever it is, they're trying to come up. The bad thing about LA is the good sections are very expensive, and the bad sections, I mean, the cheap sections of living is very bad. So at the end of the day, you know, I like LA, living, visiting there, but I couldn't live there because you don't know what's real, what's fake. There's so many people that's out there that's fake, trying to fake until they make it, or their acting career has gotten to their real personality. They pretend like they're somebody, but they're not. So LA is a big place where it is hard to find a relationship, and if you get one, it's hard to maintain because there's so many rich people that live in LA that's professional athletes, actors, writers, directors, and if they go down, if your girl go down to the beach or your guy go to the beach, they can be very pulled away into the La La Land, you know. And, you know, that's something that you have to choose for yourself of what you want in LA. The best thing about LA to me is if you find somebody real, hold on to them because that real person is very hard to find. My homeboy lived there and he tells me about it all the time. It's very rare to find real people out there in LA. Just want to be real. But that's all I had to say about LA. So let's get into number 2. Yep, Miami. Miami is my number 2 because if you think about Miami and South Beach, Florida, a lot of nationalities out there, a lot of different women, a lot of different men, a lot of different people with money, retirees, people that's professional athletes, people that's actors, rappers, whatever hypergamy is there is in Miami. And, you know, it is beautiful ladies, it's half-naked women, it's always hot. You know, so at the end of the day, guys, you guys got to remember when you hit Miami up, you know, you just need to just stay away from the beach. If you want to have a relationship, just stay away from the beach. But at the end of the day, that's, to me, I feel like that's a hot and cold environment because one minute you could be in love with somebody and then the next thing you could go cold in your relationship and then you could go right to that beach. Just like any other city I said on this list, you can go right to that tourist area. And it's real out there. I mean, it's a Temptation City. It's a place where you need to stay physically fit. If you're in a relationship, to maintain the competition in your relationship with your partner is to maintain looking good for each other because Miami is a city when you can just be out and about and you will see somebody that got a body that's a man or a woman, and it make the temptations very hard out there. And like I said, my best friend live out there, and it's kind of like it's very challenging. So, with that being said, guys, that's what I want to say about Miami. But let's get into number 1. Yep, number 1, Atlanta, Georgia, guys. The reason why I picked Atlanta over all the cities is because at the end of the day, it's more women in Atlanta than men. They have a high bisexual or gay community, what I want to say. You know, not knocking the gays, but it's hard to have a man and woman relationship in Atlanta because there's so much stuff out there. You know, they have a bad STD rate. That's not because of Atlanta. It's because a lot of people move there, and then a lot of people treat it like a college. You know, well, I mean, a college is like these people act like, oh, they're just so happy to be away from their city. They go to Atlanta, they wild out. It's a lot of nightclubs, a lot of strip clubs. It's Magic City, a lot of temptation, a lot of people with money, a lot of black people with money as well. You know, it's a very, challenging city when it comes to your relationship with the temptation. Hypergony's there. You know, but if you live in the outskirts cities, you probably could make it, but you just have to find a real person. That's wherever you live. You have to find a real person to make it. But I feel like Atlanta is very challenging because, you know, out there, a side chick is regular. You know, it's so many, it's like from one man, it's about 40, 50, or even more women. You know what I mean? So, you know, out there, chicks are really just to have something sometimes. They'll play the side chick role just because they want to have a man. So I feel like Atlanta is a very, you know, very city that's kind of off center with the, you know, you got less men and more women. So it makes it very hard. So that's my top 5 cities in the United States that I feel like it's hard to have a relationship in. But at the end of the day, guys, I feel like any relationship in any city is hard because the social media dynamic of the world and aspects. But I always tell you guys, put God first, love yourself, master yourself. And once you master yourself, you take care of yourself, then everything will come along. And I'm going to give you guys a quick analogy what I mean by take care of yourself. If you was on an airplane and the stewardess always tell you guys if something to happen with the oxygen mask, assist yourself before you can help anybody else. And that's what I mean by being the best version of yourself. You can't save nobody on that plane or help nobody put their oxygen mask on until you put yours on. Because if you run out of breath, how can you help somebody? But that's basically what I want to say, guys, on this video. Is I'm trying to keep a positive message because at the end of the day, it's all about you and your partner. You stay in your lane, they stay in their lane. You guys bring your lane together. No matter what city you live in, you have to, you know, love each other and run your own playbook and run your own program to make it work. But, you know, let's stack up our lives. Let's stack attack our lives. And if you will leave anything in the comment section to tell me any city you will put in the video, put it in there. Check it out. Like to see more comments, more likes. And thank you guys for subscribing. I'll let you guys to the next video. Peace.